This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Oh, isn't that hair fabulous? Broadcasting live from the new hotspot on Fort Myers Beach. Wahoo Willies! It's time for another exciting award-winning episode of Beach Talk Radio. Here are your humble hosts, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Ah, look at you. Got it right.
And I didn't even need to ask them to cheer like you usually do. Ask
Okay.
them to cheer.
They can hear us over on San Carlos Island.
So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for coming to Wahoo Willie's. And we apologize for starting late. The computer decided it wanted to update at 10:59. So at the mercy of technology. Welcome
Better than 4 a.m.
to another award-winning episode. And a couple of quick things to remind everybody of or fill in. Ben Friedman from Moss Marina. I don't know if you guys have seen the development that they have planned at Moss Marina. He's going to be on the show Monday night at 6. We tried to get him on the show today, but he has a wedding to go to. So how dare he blow us off for a wedding that he and his wife are going to. So they're going to be on. I haven't even told Dan this yet, but he's going to be on Monday night at 6 o'clock to, if you turn your headphones down, then you won't have to whine so much about how loud it is. So
Tell him,
Dave
sound
said
guy.
it sounds okay. You see, you turn my microphone. Is it okay, Dave? Dave's our sound guy. Yeah. So Monday night at 6, if you want to know what's going on, the drawings, they have new drawings out for a big giant development that's, well, I shouldn't say it like that. I mean, they're the redevelopment over here, which really looks fabulous if you get a chance to see the pictures. If not, I'll post them on our Facebook page. Also, next Saturday night at 4:30, we're having a big concert over at Moss Marina to raise or collect items for the Beach Kids Foundation, backpacks and school supplies. Our garage is full again with school supplies. So we hope you can come out to that at 4:30. Bill Beck is playing, I think that's his name, courtesy of Stephen
Good
Clark.
for you.
And then Split Decision is playing at 6 o'clock. We'll have a big stage set up. There'll be food from the Tuckaway Cafe food cart, and also alcohol will be provided, well, for a fee, of course. That gets Dave cheering. Beer and wine, I think they have a little like a bait shack over there at Moss Marina. So that's next Saturday starting at 4:30. And then the 5K, I saw Dave out there training for the 5K today, running as his 3.1 miles. That's the day before Mother's Day. We have 225 registered participants so far.
Nice.
And all that money goes to FMB Strong, which is at 820 Buttonwood, and they're buying supplies for people on Fort Myers Beach. And what? Go ahead.
I gotta get out there because you know who's running it.
Yeah,
who's
Jim
really
Adderholt is out
training
there
hard.
training. I saw him out there training the other day.
Yep.
So
I might have to, shove him.
knock him down.
That's right.
I want to see you knock Jim Adderholt down. That'd be hilarious.
If I can catch him. I mean, he's fast.
Morning. And
Good morning.
we have really nice awards. I mean, I saw we got medals for the top 3 finishers in every age category, from teens all the way up to 80. And they have the new logo from the race on the front and
How
even
come
the
just
straps.
up to 80?
I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question.
No,
If somebody is 90 and they're running that race, I'm giving them $1,000 or
Well,
something.
be careful about that because
Yeah.
there's been in the news
Do you-
recently a couple 90-year-olds
in this
running
local
in the-
news.
No.
I don't
But
even
hey,
know anyone that's 90. Do you know anyone that's 90? I'll have to look in the registrations. What's that? Dick Van Dyke is still alive? Wow, I didn't even know that. At the end of the show last night, we were talking about what the first album we ever bought was.
That's
like,
right.
and it was and we started to see people talk about, your dad's watching, so be on your best behavior. What was your first album that you ever bought? Like, I mean, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, worst band ever, Pink Floyd.
That's
worst
favorite
band ever. When I owned the gym, there could be no worse band that could ever come on in a gymnasium when you're trying to work out than Pink Floyd. They were all 18-minute songs. They were all, you just wanted to make you slit your wrists when you're working out. It's like, well, what about your lovely wife? Do you remember what your first album was that you bought? And it was an album back then. I remember mine was Ted Nugent. I told everybody last night it was Ted Nugent. What about you guys? Do you remember? Crosby, Stills, Nash was young with him at the time. Yeah, okay. So that was the first round over there. You guys remember? Frank Zappa? Frank Zappa. Wow, the late, great Frank Zappa. Do you remember Frank Zappa's daughter's name?
Oh.
Do you remember? Nobody in the audience helped my wife out. She's terrible at music trivia. Frank Zappa's daughter's name is not Son. Nope. She doesn't even get the clue. It was Moon Zappa.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And he had a son too, right?
I can't hear you in here.
What was his son's name? Dweezil Zappa.
Yeah.
He's still going? He's still kicking? Yeah. I don't even know how it came up last night, but I remember I was on the school bus, sitting in the back of the school bus when John Bonham died. I don't know why I remember. Like, does anybody know what band John Bonham was in? Oh, wow. That's crazy. Led Zeppelin, of course. What are you doing?
I couldn't.
Stop touching the wires.
Now I can hear
you. All
you
right,
through
let's
here.
get our first guest here. She's been patiently waiting. It's 12 minutes after. Somebody said noon unit, but she probably meant moon unit. Come on down. Corky Condon, everybody. Corky, everybody loves you.
Turn her mic on.
How are you?
Pardon?
How are you?
I'm hanging in.
Yeah. So if you can get nice and close so everybody can hear you.
Go.
So you've lived in the community for a few days.
Yes.
How long have you lived here?
Well, I lived on the beach for 12 years, and I moved just off the beach for another 5.
Where did you come down when you moved here?
Whoa.
When you first.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't want you going down.
Right. Yeah. When you first moved here, where did you hail from?
The Jersey Shore.
Oh,
I lived
nice.
all over. I grew up in California.
Nice.
What is your what have you done in the community? You've done many things on Fort Myers Beach. Tell people some of the things you've done.
Well, I served on the board of the Fort Myers Beach Art Association. I'm currently serving on the board of the Friends of the Fort Myers Beach Arts. And I've done a lot of donation of arts to various events.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And volunteered Sandcastle and a couple other events.
What is it about Fort Myers Beach that you love?
I love the sense of community. I grew up on a small island in San Diego Bay. And at the time, we had a lot of the same sort of familiarity. But I mean, it's just like how everybody's come together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just really is a strong sense of community.
Right.
And with your art, is that what you did for a living, or were you trained? Is that what you went to school for?
No.
Or is it just a natural talent?
No, it's just a talent that I've developed and gone to school for.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And what kind of? I looked on your Facebook page so people can find your stuff there, and that's amazing.
Creeper.
But I'm not a creeper. So the tables, you
never
do
looks
tables?
on my Facebook page.
Well, then I'd see your face. So you do tables.
Yep.
And what else do you do?
I do watercolor. I do fluid acrylic. I do regular acrylic, and
I love acrylic art. It's my favorite.
Do you paint faces?
No.
Do you paint portraits?
No.
Where do you get your acrylic from?
I usually like Cheap Joe's. Or
I love
It's
Cheap
the
Joe's.
second time I've heard that today, so I'm gonna have to look them up.
What is your favorite color of acrylic?
I don't know. I
Wow.
love color.
Yeah.
I can't pick one.
The last time I did
Deep questions
acrylic
that you're
painting was the last time I did an acrylic painting was the last Ollie Frazier fight. It was a few days ago. So I mean, what's your favorite acrylic painting that you've done?
Turtles, sea turtle.
Yeah, it's coming up on sea turtle season, isn't it?
Mhm.
Are you a volunteer for that?
No, I'm
Well,
not.
why not, Corky?
My life's been torn apart lately.
Okay. What do you mean? What happened?
I stayed on the beach and got flooded out. Ended up having to hang on to the top of a roof.
Get
and
out.
Wrap my legs around a bougainvillea bush.
A what?
Bougainvillea bush.
How high up were you?
Well, it was just a 1-story house, so I was hanging on the roof, and the bougainvillea was up there, and
What street were you on?
corner of Redfish and Buccaneer.
Okay, so that's
Mhm.
down a ways.
Mhm.
Wow. And so what were you thinking when all this was going on? Like, how long were you up there?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It just, originally it was going to Tampa,
Mhm.
and I was at a girlfriend's house and helping watch the level on the pool. And when I looked out and I saw this brown water there,
Uh-huh.
I knew it wasn't pool water.
Right.
So, ran in, and a friend was with me, and like rolled towels up to put underneath the doors and started lifting stuff up higher and higher. But I mean, I don't think the water was even to my knees yet when the refrigerator started floating. And
Were you by yourself at the time?
no,
She said she had a friend with her.
there
Yeah.
was a friend with me. He rented a room in my girlfriend's house, and we had 3 dogs that we were trying to protect, and we had them on an air mattress as the water got higher and higher. But I actually saw my friend Ronnie and one of the dogs get sucked out the front doorway
Jeez.
on a couch, and he ended up in the mangroves. Lost everything but his underwear. He had shoes, everything. But
Did he survive? Is he okay?
it's the PTSD.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but other than that, he's surviving. Much like I am.
What about the dogs? Are they okay?
We lost 2,
Oh, damn.
and one, the little Chihuahua. I know she surfed out on a piece of furniture
Mhm.
or door, and she must have found high ground because she came back the next day.
No way. Wow. So how long were you up there before the water starts to recede and you think, okay, I'm going to be all right?
I don't know. It's all.
Yeah.
a blur.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was actually sucked underwater a couple of times.
Get out.
Trying to save the dogs, and I was thinking I was going to have to break my foot. It was all about the dogs. And then when the water.
What do you mean you were thinking you were going to have to break your foot?
Because I was trapped in between
Oh.
2 things.
Oh,
But I was able to get out, and the last time I couldn't get the air mattress out to get the dog. There was only 1 dog at that time on the mattress, and the water was all the way, this far from the ceiling, a couple inches, and then it eventually ended up going over the ceiling. But and as a result too, I ended up in the hospital because I was in the water so long, and I gotten cuts from hanging onto things and
stuff floating by and whacking you and the
Yeah.
whole thing. Wow.
the hospital, of course, 2 of them I guess were flooded out. I was at Lee Memorial, and they were running on a generator and running out of water. So they discharged me without treating the infection.
Really?
I thought it was MRSA at first, but then it turned in it was something more dangerous than that.
Well,
And,
that's dangerous enough.
yeah, well, I had to be rehospitalized for another 2 days.
When you think back of that whole thing, I mean,
Jeez.
how are you dealing with it?
It's tough. I'm having a hard time driving right now. Anything where there's control factors, it's really.
What do you mean?
Well, I think that, I'm just afraid anything could go wrong when I'm driving, because the storm hit so unexpectedly,
Mhm.
And I lost, my car. I lost all my belongings,
I'm guessing you lost all your art supplies and all of that stuff.
I rescued a few things, but as I went to use them, I discovered they weren't really salvageable.
Yeah.
No.
So
Have you been able to do any art kind of and put some of this into your art and kind of get any piece out of that?
I haven't really. I did a couple of street signs, but every time I go to do art, it's just I go for something and I don't have it, or just
Mhm.
my mind is so cluttered still.
Mm-hmm.
would you like some supplies? Would that help you?
Oh, absolutely.
So what kind
Cheap
of
Joe's.
what kind of supplies do you need?
Everything.
Okay.
Paint
I'll get a list
brushes.
from you.
Okay.
Would that help you?
Oh, certainly would.
From what I understand,
When you did, so you did the street signs too. So
I
you
only did 2 of them for 2 people that I had lived on. They have been neighbors of mine.
Uh-huh.
In fact, I had interviewed Jerry,
Uh-huh.
and that was Flamingo Street.
right.
I did that sign. And I tried to make it beachy, like I put a hat
Yeah.
on the flamingo and sunglasses.
Yeah. And what other sign did you do?
Chapel Street.
Chapel Street. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. On that, and they're still, those signs are still up, right? They're going to keep
Yeah.
those signs up,
Yeah.
even though they replaced, they got to put the regular signs up. But yeah.
So what are you doing to help get through every day?
Well, I'm in counseling. And I talked to some of the other people, whether they were there and experienced the actual storm or returned home to find there was no home.
Right.
Right.
Those of us, being able to be around each other and share, I think that helps a lot, the sense of community that creates.
Mhm.
So, that's sort of it.
Mm-hmm. And now where are you living now?
I was donated a travel trailer,
Okay.
Cool.
but I had a hard time finding a spot for it
Sure.
because
Right,
all the trailer parks were hit really, really hard. Some
Right.
of them still aren't reopened. So I'm off 41 right before Estero Parkway,
Oh, okay.
which makes it difficult too because all my friends and my community and everywhere I used to go,
Right.
it's not there
You're
anymore.
kind of separated from, yeah. And you said, are you driving now or no?
I mean, I do drive. I just get very
Yeah,
anxious.
Mhm. So you got a car.
Yes, I went to the other coast to replace my car.
With it, the one positive thing about insurance, it seemed like the
Seemed
cars
like the
were getting
car
replaced
insurance, yeah.
right quick.
Well, I only had liability. It was an older car, but it had less than 45,000 miles
Yeah.
on it.
Right.
And FEMA didn't help me out at all.
Really, I'm so surprised to hear that. You're the first person that's ever said FEMA's never helped anybody. Isn't their job to help people?
I
You notice all
felt
the
like it was my job to go to FEMA every day.
Yeah.
yeah. Do you still come to the beach a lot?
Yes. And my friend whose house got destroyed where I was at, Unite, Florida, got her a trailer.
Okay.
So,
That was the state. Yep.
so
That's right.
she stays with me sometimes and I stay with her sometimes.
Yeah.
So
The-
you're able to be on the beach a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
So the man that was in the
Swept out.
yeah.
Mhm.
So do you talk to him at all
Yes.
about how he's doing and
Yes.
how you guys are doing together and what you went through and
Yes, we do. We stay in touch. He was a friend, and of course, having this kind of event happened, and he was there when the Chihuahua that survived came back, and so he and the Chihuahua were both in a shelter together
Mhm.
until my girlfriend could get back here from the other coast.
It's amazing that the dog, I mean, it's just
a
that,
Chihuahua too is
Yeah.
like this big, right?
Yep,
They must be good swimmers.
I
well,
don't
they
know.
must be really smart too.
She is very smart and
Yeah.
a survivor.
We have two smart
Because-
dogs and one really dumb dog. I mean, I take the dog out. The dog goes out in peace and comes in the house and takes a shit. I mean, that's called a dumb dog. I mean, right?
To be fair,
That's not fair. It's not our dog.
It's not our
Yeah.
dog. And
And
it's
the sooner
a
it
senior
goes back to-
dog.
yeah.
I know, but
I love dogs, by the way. I'm telling you, I
Yeah,
grew
that
up with
shows.
dogs and I have lots of dogs, but that dog, that's a dumb dog.
do
I'm
you know
sorry.
do you know who takes care of the dogs in our house? Who do you think, Corky?
You.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Do you know what it
Dog
takes?
had to go to the vet the
When
other
you
day.
have an 80-pound bulldog, it takes
She's
two
not
people to get the
80.
bulldog in the bathtub. And the dog's looking at you
Oh.
like, I'm going to get a bath.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So our 50-pound bulldog, the vet goes, yeah, she's got a skin infection. You're going to need to wash her 3 times a week. I'm like, are you insane?
you know, so we're
3
sitting in,
times a week? He doesn't even take a shower 3 times a week.
why does it always,
What?
why do the insults always have to be aimed at me? So we're sitting out by
Well,
the
I'm not
pool.
going to aim them at her.
We're sitting out by the pool last night and she, the bulldog's my dog. She keeps saying to me, the dog's going to die. I'm
Well,
like,
I'm trying
why
to
do you keep
prepare
saying
you.
the dog's going to die? The dog looks fine now. The dog's not sick.
The dog's 11.
So one time, Corky, I decided I'm going to go out and brush the dog. I'm going to finally do
Ah.
something. I take the dog outside the pool cage and I start brushing the dog's back. And all of a sudden she's bleeding, like completely, the whole back is bleeding. I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to get in
Hence-
big trouble now because the only time I've ever
Yeah.
decided to do something,
Yeah.
the dog is bleeding.
Yeah. Well, that was a $300 grooming adventure you took because
first-
that's how much it costs.
The
to
first
get her
thing I
all fixed up.
did, the bulldog loves to chase the ball, right? So I'm in some parking lot once, and we're waiting for somebody, and I'm throwing the ball, and she's going to get the ball, and now we're on the 10th time, and she's going, and the 11th time she stops running, and she won't come back. She's just standing there with the ball in her mouth looking at me, because every time she was going to get the ball, she was skidding in the concrete. And I'm not the smartest person in the world, so she comes back, and all 4 of her paws are bleeding, like totally all that stuff that the dogs grow up with is all gone, nothing but blood now. So now I got to pick her up, bring her back home, right? And of course, the next morning I'm getting on a plane for my former regular job, and I'm going to be gone for 3 days. So she can't even walk. So she's got to pick the big 90-pound bulldog up to take her out.
This dog is getting
and go to the
bigger by
bathroom
minute.
just to pee. So I don't know how we
So-
got on these subjects, Corky. You
Well,
bring out the best in me, but
two
thank
things.
you
One,
so much.
You're not making your case as a dog lover, and also I think Lee County Domestic Services is going to be at our house to retrieve the bulldog.
The dog's
because-
always got plenty of water. I know how to do that.
There you go.
And some beer. Is it
No,
wrong
we
to
don't give the dog
I'm kidding.
beer.
So, Corky,
Anyways, we digress.
how about we get you all the supplies you need to start painting again? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes, it would.
Yeah, that would
Thank
be a
you.
good thing.
Give me 1 week,
Okay.
and then I'll deliver them to your house.
Okay.
Will you?
Down on 41, right?
Yeah. You
Yeah.
don't mind if
I
I
think
bring
we
the
know where
bulldog
that
to your
is.
house, do you?
Well, my dogs might.
Oh, you got more dogs now? Did you adopt them or?
Well, no. Like I said, my girlfriend and I stay together a lot, so we have the Chihuahua. But I lost a puppy in the storm, and so I got another puppy.
Yeah.
Good for you. What kind of puppy did you get?
Papillon.
Oh, those
I
are
love
so cool.
papillons.
You don't even know what they are.
Are they like
They're
French
small
bulldogs or
dogs,
something?
They've got the big
They have
ears.
butterfly ears.
ears.
Oh, that
Yes.
sounds so cute.
They're cute. They're
I mean, how
cute.
big do they get? Like,
She's
not big at all.
about 10 pounds.
I see.
But
They're cute.
Don't throw the ball in the parking lot with the dog like that.
right.
You know how they say that sometimes owners,
Here
look
we
like
go.
their
Here
dogs.
comes another shot, Jorge. Well,
Bulldog.
the other time,
Bulldog.
I actually taught the bulldog how to catch a frisbee, right? So we go to the park and I throw the frisbee and she'd run out and she'd catch the frisbee. Then I realized that she was jumping up, but she's got legs this small.
Right.
So I thought I was going to break her legs because she's jumping in the air and landing on those legs. And I was
She
like,
has
well,
no
we can't
skill.
do anything anymore. We can't chase the ball and you can't fly for the frisbees. What good are you?
Wow.
And of course, she won't go in the pool because they drop like a rock in the pool. They don't know how to swim. I mean, why the hell did we get that dog anyway?
I don't know. That was a rescue dog. She did fall in one
She
time.
did. That was
and
the
I
only
had
time.
To jump in.
It was like a
completely
red alert.
clothed. Yep.
Total red alert when you
I-
hear that
yep.
kaplunk.
I heard the kaplunk and I looked out there and she's just sinking to the bottom, looking up, blinking the water. And she's
She
go-
wasn't
and I'm
in that
like,
long.
No, she wasn't in that
I
long.
think your mother
jumped in with
pushed her
all my
in.
clothes on. Oh, she did not. I did take my shoes off.
Well, Corky, thank you so much for coming and telling your story. And we're
Okay.
glad you survived, and we're glad you're still part of the community. And hopefully, we'll refill your supplies, and you'll get
Okay.
out there
Could you-
painting again.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would
Do you
be
have any more
great.
street signs you want to paint? Are there any still out there that need to be done?
Not that I'm aware
Yeah.
of, but I wasn't in charge of that project.
Was there somebody in charge?
yes.
Who was in charge of that?
I don't know. The
Okay,
name.
we need to find out who that is. Julie, you know who that was? Because those signs are fabulous. Hopefully,
Yeah.
they'll be up there forever.
Yep.
Big hand for Corky Condon, everybody. Fabulous
Thank you
story.
so
Thank you so
much.
much for coming on. And we will take care of those supplies. So I have to remind everybody that we're starting a little campaign. I don't know if you've all noticed that there are concrete blocks and concrete piles on Estero Boulevard. And last night, we started this campaign where the only way that those concrete, you sat down for 20 minutes. You're tired already? I mean, geez, get a little exercise in, lady. The only way we're going to get those concrete piles and blocks up is if you guys notify the county and you guys notify the state, because it's now on the town to get rid of this concrete, and they don't have the staff, they don't have the money, and then they're going to start trying to enforce everything on the business owners or the homeowners. So we have to start this campaign. Take the pictures off our Facebook page and send them to these two people, Ray Sandelli at the Lee County Board of Supervisors, and his email is DIST3 at leegov.com. And if somebody watching can type that in the chat box, it's DIST3 at leegov.com. Ray Sandelli is the representative kind of for Fort Myers Beach, although, you vote for everybody that runs for county board, but his responsibility is Fort Myers Beach. So you start with him because the county said they're not picking up the concrete on Estero Boulevard, the road they own, because the state won't reimburse them the money. So the state, you also need to reach out to, and that's Kevin Guthrie, because he's DeSantis's right-hand man when it comes to this kind of stuff. And his email address is kevin.guthrie at EM, E as in Ed, M as in Mary, .myflorida.com. Kevin.guthrie at EM.myflorida.com. The only way that stuff's going to be picked up. Otherwise, you're going to be looking at that stuff on Estero Boulevard for months and months and months. And you've seen, if you've gone down Estero Boulevard, it's in the sidewalk, it's on the sidewalk, it's in the bike lanes. There's dangerous rebar that's sticking out. I almost got one jammed in my neck when I was walking by the other day. And there's big giant piles of sand. And the other thing is, if you're knocking down your building now or your property, don't push it out to Estero Boulevard. The deadline is passed, and there's pictures that have been taken already now. Maybe they've been taken this week or earlier last week or whatever, but anything that gets pushed out now, you're going to be in big trouble, and there's going to be big fines for it. So don't push anything out there more. The goal now is to get what's out there off Estero Boulevard so the people on the beach can live in peace and walk the damn sidewalks. That was an applause line, everybody. All right, where'd she go? Where'd my sidekick go? All right, our second guest. Where did she go? Marie, are you ready? Come on down. Marie is here from Nautical Tiki Tiki Cruises. Hi. Okay, thank you. By the way, thank you very much. What's your name? Bill. Bill just gave me $50 toward the supplies for Corky. I'm going to put this right here. If anybody else wants to donate money for Corky supplies, you can put it right in that pile. And I promise I will not get Kim's hair done with that money. You're going to take microphone 3. I don't know where she went, or if she probably just went home. Oh, here she is. Nice. Where'd you go?
I had to go to the restroom.
Oh, she had to go to the restroom. Isn't that fancy schmancy? Oh, look, everybody. Alex King is calling me now. Obviously, he has no idea we do a show at 11 o'clock. Although he's been on the show at 11 o'clock many times. I should have put him right on the air.
Remember, he came early one time, so I think he's thinking our
Yeah,
old
10
time.
o'clock. Marie, tell us all about your business.
All right. Well, thank you, Ed and Kim, for having us on here. I'm Marie, and this is my husband, Dan, and we run the Nautical Tiki Cruises. Interesting little bit. We were supposed to put our first boat here on the beach 1 week before Ian. And fortunately, we had the foresight to say, yeah, I think we're going to hang on. And we did. So 6 months later, we're finally here. And we're really excited to be. We run a tiki boat. It's a catamaran hull. So you get a really nice and smooth ride. And the best thing about our boat is it has a restroom on board.
Oh, I love it already.
Yeah.
I love it already.
Yeah. And I always like to say, you can take a leaky on the tiki.
That needs to be in a commercial right there. I could voice that for you. People would certainly buy that if I said it. What?
We run 90-minute cruises, 4 in the daytime, starting at 10, 12, 2, and 4. And then we do a sunset cruise as well. All cruises are 90 minutes long. It's BYOB. So again, this is why it's a very good idea to have a bathroom on board. So the boat is set up basically as a bar. So there's 6 bar stools. And then there's 2 chairs in the front where you have the option of either
It's never going to work in Florida, having a bar on a boat. Never going to work.
Yeah,
Now,
no,
where'd you
right?
come up with that concept? That idea is a total failure right there.
Exactly. So, our guests have the option of either sitting at the bar underneath of the attached roof and get, the shade. Or if you want to catch some rays, you can sit out on the bow in one of the chairs. And like I mentioned, it's BYOB. We do have a refrigerator on board, which also gives us the opportunity to have clean ice. You know, it's not a cooler where everybody's putting their hands down. It's a refrigerator, it's clean ice and cups. So that's what we provide. And then anything else that, you know, our guest wants to bring on board, they're welcome to.
Now I have an important question. Where are you from?
All right. So
Don't answer that.
Why? I can't
Does
ask a
anybody want to
question?
guess where she's from the accent? Did you know that already? Poland is the first question. Guess. Anybody on this table? Where do you think her accent is from? Anybody?
anybody want to take a guess?
I'm going to say Ukraine.
Ukraine? Okay. Anybody else?
Germany. We got Germany.
She got it.
What-
Yeah.
Long
The lady-
Island. She said Long Island. Is that true?
Switzerland.
Sweden. Oh,
Sweden.
very nice.
Yes.
Sweden.
I was born and
Well,
raised in Sweden, but I
yeah.
lived here all my adult life.
What did that mean when you
Because
went?
she looks Swedish.
Oh,
I mean-
I don't know if you can say that these days anymore, dear. That sounds like you just got canceled. You look Swedish.
When I went to school, I dated somebody from Finland.
You did?
Yeah.
What was his
and-
name?
Essa Aramo.
Well, I don't remember you telling me this at all.
Well, I was in high school.
How long did you date?
6 months. He had a really, really, really
Nice
nice,
car.
Camaro.
I
Yep.
see. Yeah, you're all about the things.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
big yellow Camaro.
Because look what I'm
when
driving
someone
right
had-
now.
Yeah. And actually, you needed what he had in his car because he had one of those mini fire extinguishers in the car. And so, you know, I don't think
I
you
had-
need a fire extinguisher in that thing.
The first date I ever took her out on was in
Oh,
I had a
boy.
Berlinetta.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold
It
on.
was a
Sorry
black
for this.
Berlinetta. It had those roofs, those that you would have to take out, like hand take them out, the windows at the top. So it
The
had that
sunroof,
the
the
sunroof. You had to
T-tops,
take the sunroofs out by hand. So
those windows.
yeah, whatever the hell they were. So it was really cool because it had that one strip across the top. And so one day
T-tops,
I go
yeah.
to pick her up from her mom's house. Of course, her
Our
mom
first
lives.
date.
Her mom lives on some hill up in Oneonta, New York, where there's nothing but cows and other
And no
animals,
curves.
right? And no curbs, of course. So I pull out of the driveway after I open the door for her, and I back up.
Okay,
and of
you're
course,
getting it all wrong. You were dropping me off at about 2:00 in the morning, and
What's
you
the
tried
difference?
to do a 3-point turn. I
And
know.
so-
I know.
and
Hang
so
on.
the
Tried to do a 3-point turn,
yeah.
and he went right off the edge of the road, and then his car that he loved was just rocking on the oil pan.
It wasn't
Nothing-
rocking. It was
nothing
in
was-
the ditch.
nothing
Like the
was
back two
touching.
wheels were in the ditch. Like you could. It's not like you could just hit the gas and the thing's
Now
gonna
you
pop
would
up
never
and go.
do that with a boat. Wow,
Wow.
Did you see that bird? Now the boat would never go in a ditch, right? Never
on
go
pur-
into the
not on
mangroves.
purpose.
No.
Yeah. But the
And you guys are manning the boat,
are you
right?
from
Correct.
Sweden? You don't look like you're
Not
from
exactly.
Sweden.
Right. Close.
Where are you from?
St. Louis.
Oh, very close
Say-
to Sweden.
How did you
Yeah.
guid meet? How'd you guys meet?
We met in Key West.
Very nice. Were you
Yeah.
on vacation from? Were you by yourself or
Did you crash your boat?
You got, there's
No.
another microphone there. You grab
Yeah,
that.
here.
Grab that.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
So
we
she
did
was
jump.
there with a bunch of her girlfriends. I
I
was there
see.
running a 70-foot yacht that I captained for 5
70-foot
years.
yacht.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little dinky thing.
So, yeah. So we
Yeah.
were down there at the same time, and we've been
I
back.
see.
Actually, we're going back next week because it's Songwriters Festival.
Oh, is it
Oh,
next week?
Yeah.
Week
Wow.
after,
Wow.
That's when we met. Was at that.
Nice.
So we've been
Yeah.
going for 8
Very
years
cool.
now.
And how long have you
And,
been married?
What time is it?
I don't get
Yeah,
that.
no, we've been married for 4 years.
For you have any
Yeah.
kids together?
Not.
No.
No,
No?
that was a little too late for that.
Yeah.
But you have kids?
We have kids.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
son lives here.
Yeah.
Our 2 kids live up north, and
Very nice.
we got a grandbaby on the way.
Oh, well,
Wow.
yes.
Yay!
First
We're gonna be
one.
grandparents.
I can't wait.
Very
can't-
excited.
I can't wait to have a grandchild because I want to spoil the shit out of the
Yeah.
grandkids.
Yes.
Just we're going to Disney, no matter what DeSantis says, we're going to Disney every freaking weekend. Every weekend.
No, I'm
Please
with
don't
you. Yeah, we're
injure the
excited.
child though, like you did the dog. I don't
I
trust
won't make
you.
the child chase a ball.
You might.
Come
You
on.
might. So, are
Anyway.
you the captain of this boat? Do you have
Yeah,
other
so
captains?
we
How
have-
many boats do you have?
Yeah, we have 2 boats right now. We just ordered a 16 passenger that's coming in.
16.
Yeah, so
Oh, nice.
we've been regulating it since we opened last year and seeing how many weddings and anniversaries and bachelorette parties and things. we would
Weddings.
have.
Somebody would want to get met. I mean, no
Yeah.
offense, but
Yes.
would you really want to? Well, not
Yeah.
probably not your first wedding,
Yeah.
right?
No.
Third or fourth, maybe.
Yeah.
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 Like
So-
her dad's. Her dad's been married 3 times.
Right.
Has it been 3?
Yeah. So,
4.
my main thing was, when we started the company, I've being a captain all my life and being around boats all my life was safety. So the first thing I started seeking out was a safe boat, a stable ride. My wife wanted the bathroom,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
you know,
call.
we wanted to be
was a
enjoyable for
must.
everybody.
Yeah.
We run the boats that are U.S. Coast Guard inspected. All of our captains are U.S. Coast Guard certified. So that's what makes us what we are.
Where do you
Because-
guys launch from?
We launch from Snug Harbor,
Very nice.
so
Yeah.
we're right behind the restaurant.
So you have 1 boat now.
We have 2 boats. The other
2
one's
boats.
at our house, so we're waiting for things to pick up till we bring that one out.
Gotcha.
Now,
So-
the 16-seater, is that going to also be 90 minutes or is that going to go longer or further out? Like, how far out do you go?
So right now we're mostly staying here on the Estero Bay.
Okay.
And on really calm days, clearly we can go out further. We do also offer private charters. So when people are booking 3, 4, or 5 hours, certainly
What's a charter?
a
Oh,
charter.
Oh, charter.
Charter.
Just kidding.
Private charter. So if you're booking a private charter, clearly with a little bit more time, we can go over to Bunch Beach. We can even go over to Sanibel. Again, because of the catamaran hulls, we're able to pull right up and people can get off and swim or, get on the beach or whatever they want to do. For 90 minutes, there just really isn't
Yeah.
enough time for that.
No.
Sharon wants to get married on your boat. She said,
Yes,
I don't know
yeah,
if she's got a. I don't know if
we've
she's
had
got a
weddings
boyfriend or anything.
before.
but- So,
Yeah.
So
Or
how do,
like if someone wants to do a proposal, that would be a great,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that would be a great
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I think that would be great. How fast do the boats go?
I mean, we cruise 3 to 5 knots.
Whoa.
So we
Is that
don't-
fast?
We go, yeah. And I mean, the boats will run 25, but I mean, who wants to be riding around drinking
No.
beer at 25 miles an
Do you
hour?
make them pedal? Do you make them pedal when they're on the
Yeah,
boats? Or
right.
no?
We give them paddles.
Yeah.
Save us
So-
on fuel.
How do people get in touch with you if they want to reserve one now? Like, what do they do?
Yeah. So if you want to reserve one now, go to our website. It is www.nauticaltiki.com. You can
Sharon,
also,
type that in for us. Nauticaltiki.com.
yeah.
Yep.
And you can also give us a ring at 866-775-TIKI, TIKI.
I have a feeling you'll get some calls. I mean, I didn't even know you were out there. I saw you at the chamber meeting. So how
Yeah.
long has the boat been out there?
We just launched, let's see, beginning of March.
Oh, okay. So you're new.
So not,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Thank
so
you.
Not
Thank
too,
you.
Thank you.
The money's rolling in for Corky's. What's the name of the place? Sloppy Joe's that we have to go
Cheap
shopping?
Joe's.
Cheap Joe's. Okay. Do
Cheap
they have
Joe's.
one in Fort Myers?
No, I think it's an online thing.
Okay. All right. Very nice. We're gonna
Yeah.
buy. That'd be nice to.
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
that.
so come on down. We invite you to come on the Nautical Tiki. We always say it's like the perfect combination of fun and relaxation. Again, it's like we go nice and slow. You bring your drinks, you bring your friends,
Mhm.
you bring your own music, hook up to our Bluetooth, and it's
Do you have
your
Wi-
party.
Now, have you been doing this here? You just started
Thanks,
in
Greg.
March, but before other places?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we started the business last March of 2022. We had our first boat in Cape Coral, the second boat downtown Fort Myers, and then the third boat was coming to the beach
Mm.
because it's a little hard to find dockage space on the beach. So
Mhm.
we were waiting for that. So we ran 2 boats through the slow season, and we're just going to put the boat down here, getting
Right.
ready for season to start. And
These people are
Now,
asking
do
me if we
people-
could do a live show on the boat.
yeah, we can do a live
Absolutely.
show on
well,
the boat.
you can't. How do you had enough trouble setting this
No,
up
the computer
here
was
today.
Oh.
restarting, but we
Yeah,
used the
so
Wi-Fi on my phone.
We have an inverter on the boat, so we have 110 power as well.
Oh, well, we come fully powered up. We have
Okay.
power
It's the
packs.
Wi-Fi.
It's the Wi-Fi. I mean, I don't know if the Wi-Fi.
It's
I'm
fine.
sure it would be fine on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody uses their phone.
Yeah,
now.
you can use your hotspot
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
And again, that's how people play their music. Bring their
Yeah.
phone along and they just Bluetooth.
That would be a fun show to do.
We'll do
Yeah,
it.
that'd
You
be a
let us know
super
when.
fun show. We'd be way down with that.
Huh?
You'd be huh?
Selling tickets.
Selling-
Sell tickets.
Yeah.
No kidding. How many people can you
You're
get on
too
one
funny.
boat?
So the boat we have here now is 6 passengers,
6.
and as Dan
That's going to be an
mentioned,
expensive ticket for you.
Yeah.
Jake.
and then
Well, when you get the
around
16
August, September, we get the 16 passenger.
16 passengers. That's a
Yeah.
big boat.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
We'll wait
have-
for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll be a little cooler in September, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't think it matters.
And it's the same concept. It's the same boat. It's just bigger and wider.
Yeah.
So
Do you get people
bar down
out
the
there
middle.
that get sideways with the alcohol, or do people behave themselves
Did
pretty
you ever
well?
have to yell at somebody or slap them down? Like,
No.
you're
No, I
Good.
mean, we've been pretty fortunate. Everybody's respectful, and that's part of the captain's job is to keep things under control. But
Right.
we don't want anybody getting hurt. We don't want to have any issues. So
No, you don't want anybody falling over.
Right.
Plus-
I mean, they're set up. We got safety rails, and
right. Plus,
They're
you're
pretty-
packing heat anyway, right? In
Yeah,
case
right.
somebody gets
Yeah.
out of control, you
he's
just
got
gotta-
ropes he can tie them up with.
Well, cool. Let everybody
Yeah.
again know how they can reach out to you and get in touch and reserve the boat. Like,
Yeah.
how you going out every day?
Yeah.
We go every day.
Nice. And
7 days a week.
so, because you only have one boat, so you're going out. How long? You said 90 minutes. So,
90
how many
90
times
minutes.
you going out? How many times a
Today
day?
we have 4 cruises.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, today is a good day. It's been a little slow as
Yeah.
expected, but
Yeah.
we go 10 a.m. for your mimosa and
Bloody
Bloody
Marys.
Mary cruise. And then we do 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and the sunset.
There goes the boat right there,
Yeah, there she
Oh,
goes.
wow.
going under the bridge.
Oh.
Captain Mite is manning
Yeah.
it today.
Very nice.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing cooler than to see one of those boats out there, the tiki boats. Everybody's
Yeah.
snapping pictures,
Yeah.
and
It's crazy.
it is.
It really
yeah,
is.
It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's very cool.
And we
So-
went the extra mile to get a really eye-catching, first-class, nice
Very cool.
boat.
What's your
So-
goal? Like, eventually, how many boats do you want to have?
Yeah.
Right now we're happy to run one.
Yeah.
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 So I think we certainly would like to grow. I think down here on the beach, like once the beach is recovered and people are coming back, we can easily see running 2 or 3 6-packs and 2 16.
Nice.
I think that
you can find a place to put them too.
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
the
launch
other
from.
thing. We
Yeah.
got to find
Yeah.
places
And you
to
still
put them.
have you're still operating in the Cape and downtown Fort Myers?
We are
No.
not. No,
Okay.
it's downtown Fort Myers. The yacht basin is
Yeah.
condemned,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so that's not going to happen.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And the Cape Coral location we sold.
Okay.
After Ian, to recover a little bit of
Equity.
equity. Yeah. So, basically right now our commitment is really, we're on the beach. We love being on the beach, and our commitment is to stay and grow here.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys for coming on, and
Thank you.
we'll make sure we
Thank you so
get the
much.
information out there. Give your number out one more time if people want to reserve the boat.
Yep. It's 866-775-8454.
Thank you so much for coming on.
All right.
Big
Thank you,
hand for our
guys.
friends.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you,
very
guys.
much, guys.
Nautical
Appreciate it.
Tikis. All right, dear. It was my fault for doing that. I'm gonna read a couple of ads, and then she's got a story. Everybody, don't hang up the phone. She has a story. But I did want to let everybody know a couple things. Like next Saturday, one of our guests is going to be Matt Landau, and Matt is from the Landau Law Firm. And, we're dealing with insurance, and we're dealing with adjusters, and then, unfortunately, people are dealing with hiring an attorney. So Matt Landau and the Landau Law Firm, they've become a sponsor. They're coming on the show to answer your questions next weekend. So next Saturday, not only are they going to answer your questions on the show, they're staying after the show, and they're going to set up a table, a meet and greet. They're going to have hors d'oeuvres or appetizers and drinks that are going to be on them that they buy. Thank you so much for the donation. And that's next Saturday. Matt Landau is going to be here, and he's going to be set up with tables. So watch the show or come down if you can, because how often do you get a chance to talk to an attorney for free? And you're all dealing with this insurance stuff. So that's going to be next Saturday. And Monday night at 6 o'clock before the mayor, we're going to have Ben Friedman on. Ben is from Moss Marina, and we're going to be talking. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. We got lots of donations here for Corky, and we're going to get her a ton of supplies. Man, that's a nice pile of cash right there. Yeah, don't touch it. Don't touch the money. Don't touch the money. So Monday night at 6 o'clock, Ben Friedman's. We're going to show you the pictures of what they're planning over here at Moss Marine. It's really going to be cool. It's really going to transform this area here, and it might actually take a little bit away from Times Square when this whole thing is done down here, including Bayside Park, which they're going to put bids out for Bayside Park in the next few weeks. Can you imagine if Bayside Park opens and we get concerts playing down here every weekend? It's not like I've been saying that for the last 5 months, but that's like a $500,000 project, but the state's going to pay for it. So what are you going to do? Hey, if you watched the show last night, you saw Valerie from Valerie's Lounge and Liquors. Please stop by and support Valerie's. They're over by across from the Walmart. And, you know, they're open for business. They're a local business. They're a family business. Their family used to be involved in the Mermaid, and before that, the Surf Club. And Valerie is over there at her location, and they've got stuff going on all the time. Karaoke and drag queen bingo, which is my favorite. I love drag queen bingo. And other stuff that goes on, like darts and pool. But, you know, mostly they have alcohol. I mean, and that's why you come to the beach. So check out Valerie's across the street from the Walmart. All right, dear, where you at? Let's hear your story, because people are on the edge of their seat waiting for your story, because my stories apparently suck. What? Let's hear it.
It's not that good, but
Go ahead.
someone brought you gifts.
Someone brought me gifts.
Yes.
And not you?
Well, it's not that he didn't bring me that. It's that he brought you something in lieu of cheese curds.
Right.
So you're going to have
Something
like
from Wisconsin?
a bunch of sausage. Where are you
Sausage?
where is it from?
Come on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know
tried
that
to get him
Cracker
on,
Jack
but he
over there.
Oh no, is it Sheboygan?
Is it? Yeah. He sounds like he's from Sheboygan. What's your damn story? Tell your story.
No. I stopped into the racetrack to get coffee because I love their Guatemalan coffee. And some guy came up to me and said, "Oh, Beach Talk Radio." And hey. And it was a young guy. He was a welder down here from Lakeland working at FPL. And he just kept asking me about the beach, and he was interested in the beach. And he was, saying that the news outlets have totally forgotten you guys. They need to get the information out. He goes, I could care less about some guy riding his bike in my neighborhood. I want to hear what's going on down there in Fort Myers Beach. And I'm like, well, we're doing the best we can. I can't really.
What? He's saying we're not doing our job?
No. He was saying that the news stations up there that, that it's just not getting out how things are going.
Well, yeah, they're onto other things.
I know, but people at least in the state of Florida and all across, are still interested in what's going on.
Oh, for sure.
So I said that you would follow up with all of these other news stations to try to get them to shine a light and let people know what's going on down here.
Here's the way things happen. We write the news stories, and then Gage Goulding from NBC says, hey, I saw that the street preacher settled the lawsuit with the town.
Right.
Can you forward me the information? That's what happened yesterday.
Well, but,
that's how they're getting their info. No, I'm just kidding. But
No, but I'm just saying that's local. This guy's, he wants to know up in Lakeland. He said people in Tampa, people want to know what's going on.
They love Fort Myers Beach.
They're just not getting the information.
Right.
So see what you can do about that.
Okay, I'm on it, dear, because your job is to just give me more assignments. Thank you very much.
I'm calling the View people again. They were
the View?
They were interested when this first happened, and I'm going to
give them
a jingle.
The other person that was interested was the Drew Steele guy from 92.5. He wanted to have me on the show, and then I never heard from him again. Never.
He probably listened to it and was like, I'm going to pass.
It's so Mickey Mouse operation there. One of the other things.
View people, the View, somebody from the View did contact us.
Really?
So, I told you that. No, it was one.
I have to tell you, I'm never going on the View. I'm sorry.
I have to tell you,
not happening.
They don't want you on the View.
That's the worst show ever.
I'm just saying, if you want to get the
You're going to go on the View?
No, I'm not going on the View. But anything
nobody
we can do
watches that show. Got to go on Tucker. That's where you got to get. Yeah.
Well, you work on that then.
So the other thing that I wanted to tell you about was I was in Times Square today because I'm trying to make sure that I know where everybody's going to be set up for the 5K. And I saw the wavy wall. You guys know the wavy wall I'm talking about? Well, it looks like it's been a little, it got some damage to it from the storm, and the paint's been chipped off. So I texted the mayor and I said, hey, how about we paint the wall? I mean, little things like that, get people involved in painting the wall. And I think that might be an idea where maybe we have some artists, some local artists do something really cool, like Corky come down and paint something cool on the wall. It looks like it needs to be sandblasted or something though. And so I'll keep you guys up to date on that because, a fresh paint of coat never hurt anything, right?
No,
or a
what
coat
about
of paint, or whatever you call
what
it.
did you just say?
I'm surprised you didn't pick up on that.
I
so.
heard it, but I was like,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what about the sidewalks?
No,
Can you
the
paint
sidewalks.
sections? No,
The sidewalk, paint the sidewalks.
paint a section of the sidewalk like
No.
a square and have a different theme on each square.
Silly idea. Why would you paint the sidewalks? You confuse people, especially when they've been drinking.
Just like with a sea turtle and
I
a
see.
seahorse
Yeah.
and a
I
dolphin.
see. All right, so I'll follow up on that, dear. Sure, that's a great idea. So, folks,
So your wall idea is
Yeah,
so much better.
well, the wall idea is there. All it needs is a fresh coat of paint.
the sidewalks are
I
there.
know, but the sidewalks are for walking on. You're looking down at the turtles, and the next thing you know, you're walking into somebody walking the other
Well.
way, looking at the seahorse.
Whatever.
I'm the idea guy.
No,
all
you're
right?
not.
You just.
You're not. And
Stick to
you're
the
definitely not the
insults.
math guy.
So, folks, just so you know, the money that we're collecting here is we're going to buy Corky some supplies so that she can get back to painting. And the other thing I want to do,
Are you going to be able to add that money up?
I think
Okay.
I'll get Dave to help me out because
All
I
right.
know he's a good adder. From 12 o'clock until 1 o'clock, if you're watching the show and you want to donate, you can use our Venmo. And for the next hour only, I'll take all the money from our Venmo account and we'll put it in Corky's account. And then we'll buy, she's given us a list of supplies that she needs that will help her get restarted painting. And it's going to be Edward. Wait, make sure I give out the right one.
Oh,
Edward-Ryan-14 is my Venmo account. If you send that to me for the next hour from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, any money that's Venmoed into that account will be part of the pile of money here so that we can buy Corky supplies so she can start painting. What did we forget? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. What did we forget?
Purse.
What did we
A
forget?
purse.
Oh, okay. Did you forget your purse, Peter?
Yes.
How about a big hand for Wahoo Willies? These guys
I
do a
know.
great job
Yep.
right here.
Thanks to all
Thank
the
you.
servers.
Thank you so much. Yeah, they open up early.
They open up early.
For you
They
guys
have
to come
and
in
they
at
have to put up
10:30.
with Ed before the rest of you guys
Right.
get here. So
I do
you know.
take some chairs down before the whole thing gets started.
Hey,
All right,
you
so
should
let me give
clean
out the
some floors.
emails again, and then we can get out of here, and you guys can have a great weekend. We want to get rid of the debris on Estero Boulevard. It's not the town's responsibility. It's the county and the state. Send the pictures and the messages to Ray Sandelli at dist3@legov.com and tell the county to get their act together. Or Kevin Guthrie, kevin.guthrie@em.myflorida.com. Those are the email addresses. If somebody wants to type them in the chat box, please do. But those are the municipalities or the government agencies that need to help the town out. You know, just because 6 months comes to an end doesn't mean all the stuff stops. Like, everything goes back to normal after 6 months. You guys see the piles of debris out there. It's taking longer than 6 months, for crying out loud. All right, we'll see you guys Monday night. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.